Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Demo Doctor. I got sent a lot of tracks, but many of you didn't enable download. That means that you're not going to be featured in this Demo Doctor. Please, for the future ones, enable download. That means I can download it, put it in the Logic, and analyze as I want. Here we have 14 tracks that I'm gonna go through, and I guess this is gonna be a two-part video. So remember this. This is my subjective, my personal opinion. If I don't like the track for some reason, that doesn't mean that other DJs won't play it or other labels wouldn't support it. Again, you sent it to me for opinion, and you will get it. Let's go and have a listen to the first one. And I'm writing down all the remarks and comments while listening.
I like the dark.
Dark.
Okay, so I'm gonna comment on it. Track is good, is okay. I wouldn't play it. I wouldn't sign it. That doesn't mean others will. But yeah, here are my comments. Intro is boring. If you are a member of my Patreon, you by now know that I actually advise you to work on intros very carefully because people will listen this on Spotify. This is the genre of peak time techno. It's considered commercial in techno scene, and it has a chance to be played on Spotify a lot. So imagine you listening to the track like that, that nothing is happening at the beginning. It's already like, huh, I'm gonna skip that track, and you actually, yeah, you're gonna rather listen to something else. So pay attention to the beginning and take it to the next level already at the beginning. Um, Kick, in my opinion, it's too boxy. I would say that means it's missing a little bit of sub frequencies, in my opinion. That's sub frequencies, if done correctly. Um, they bring, in my opinion, I hear it as a smoothness. They kind of calm down the sound compared to your sound in general, which is quite distorted. I'm not saying that it's pushed to the limit. It could be, yeah, we could go louder, but it's like every single drum, especially on a high tones and mid tones, is sounding that it's on a verge of explosion. Um, it Why does it sound as well even more distorted? Is because the vocal is like that. It's very dirty, and it's okay because you're saying it literally in your vocal. I like it dirty, and that's cool. But distortion or saturation isn't just to bring those frequencies. It can be distorted nicer, more pleasant to the ears, and still sounding dark and dirty. That means bring a little bit of more of de-esser on those vocals, and if I could hear it solo, probably there are some other things you could do with the vocal to be a little bit more pleasing too, and then immediately that would soften, make your track a little bit more nicer to the ears. That doesn't mean that you're gonna lose cojones because of that. You won't, but yeah. Yeah, I like the vocal. You used delay at the beginning, but then like later on, I'm missing some ambience to the vocal. It's too dry. I would use more delays, a little bit more reverbs. Actually, I would play with it, on, yeah, a different one delay here and there, maybe just for the small ta 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 echoes to the words, not all the time. That would make it a little bit more interesting. Um, okay, the drop is good, but you brought just like those ear candies, which are nice, is kind of color and response and stuff like that. But I am missing something that's gonna stay in your head. You have this kind of pitch sound, step, rattle, call it, yeah, you know what I mean. It is interesting. I'm just not sure that it's enough for this track. I would add something else to it. If this would be my track, I would add something else to it. Make it a little bit more interesting. That doesn't mean that, again, my subjective opinion. That doesn't mean that a lot of other people, DJs, would love it. Overall sound, again, it sounds like it's pushed to the limit, and especially at 4 minutes, 7 seconds, something like that. It's crazy. It's getting so annoying. So it goes through your ears heavily. So yeah, change that, please. Okay, this was the first track. Again, don't be mad at me. You sent it to me. This is my personal opinion. I don't know everything. This track might be even a big hit on some playlists at some DJs. Just me. Let's have a listen. Next one. By now you know what I'm writing down here, right? So here we go. Again, the same thing, boring intro. Um, Guys, these tracks are played in a Spotify, and some of them are getting tens of millions of streams. And again, you are competing to big artists, which can actually kind of um, do boring intros, and the tracks are still going to be played. Why? Because they're supported by really big DJs around, and you hear them in the mix, and you hear them here and there and there, and then obviously people go to Spotify and listen to them. But you, as an artist, uh, you know, I don't know you, but like I guess if you are like an unknown artist or a mid-tier artist, you need all these small details to get attention of a listener. So intros are super important. That's it. You know, maybe not for the version for DJs, which actually we skip anyway these parts or we mix them so you don't hear them. But imagining putting this on a Spotify, it will sound boring. Um, at the same time, I made intros like this like years ago. I did. I remember that, you know. But I'm just saying times are changing. Music is getting more um, polished, and why not spend a little bit more time on intros and keep them interesting. I love ear candies steps. Remind Some of them reminds me a lot of my stuff, which is now 5, 6, 7 years old. And I will say here this track actually sounds good sonically. There's nothing wrong with it. Like no big resonances. Everything is right. It's cool sounding, powerful. Enough of sub, enough rolling bass is really nice and everything. But it is something that I would actually play years ago, and this has a potential to be something really good. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tell this criticism from my point of view. What I would do if, like, you would say, okay, remix this track and make something out of it. I would do, at least I would change the rolling bass to something more interesting, where the velocity is changing, so it's not a constant. Or even if there is a velocity here, it's not big enough to notice it. So make that. Or even better, right now, as you see, offbeat bass, it's very popular, and it's gonna give you that freshness, or at least being in time right now versus being in the past. Um, okay, I love how the build up is going up till 1 minute 55 seconds, approximately. I love it. Like, it's really cool, nice tension, perfectly executed job. I really do love it. Then the break is weak. The break is weak. It's missing. I don't know. It's technically nice. It's going down and then up again. And in the middle, the impact is missing. But like, the whole idea of the track is, it has nothing to be remembered by. And then the drop. The drop is the biggest disappointment of them all, which you could bring us easily 5 years back. These are effective drops, no doubt. It would still, if you would play to the crowd, it would still go off and people will love it and they would start screaming. But I'm afraid the DJs won't play it anymore, because we played it so many times. Drops like that, they just don't work anymore in terms of being interesting. So what's the point of having a break like that? Because DJs won't play. They will avoid of that because it's so obvious, you know. So they need something extra. What it is, I don't know. It's up to you. You're making that track, but definitely, drop needs to be the I don't know, a surprising moment of some new elements coming in, something that you haven't heard and you didn't deliver. So yeah, these are my opinion on this track. So let's go and have a listen. Next one. By now we know what I'm writing down, right? So here we are. Here we are. Boring intro again. Uh, I hope you're gonna make more interesting intros in the future. Rolling is a little bit different, not too much, not too innovative. Um, that being said, I think this track is again technically really good. It has all the elements of peak time techno, but for me, it's the track that I wouldn't play, I wouldn't sign. There's nothing for me that it's surprising here, but I am sure, like last two tracks in this one, they can be easily signed to a label easily, and maybe they already are, maybe they already will be, but again, I wouldn't sign it, I wouldn't play it. Main reason why not for me is the 303. 303 is a complete turn off for me. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't play 303s in my set. In terms of those 60 notes, those 303 lines are actually, I'm super bored by that. So when I hear a 303 line, it should make a melody, or like it should add a groove to the track and stuff like that, not just that driving element, which is, I don't know, for me it was used in too many tracks, and I just wouldn't play. Again, don't forget, that's my opinion, my subjective opinion. We know that on a lot of demo doctors, the tracks were actually signed and released by now to the labels. Some of them maybe had some success, I don't know. But again, yeah, you're asking me, and this is my honest opinion. Yeah, like again, 303 a turn off for me. Even though I know it's very popular, you can see there's certain artists which are actually on top of their game. They're more popular than ever, and they're actually playing just acid, or half of the set is acid. Like literally, the biggest techno artists in the world, especially females, are acid oriented, and the genre is still going off. It's just me. I'm not a fan of that anymore. Drop is weak, super weak in my opinion. Those rattle steps, just those steps are something that I we all use. I actually use them too, but they are support to something bigger. And in terms of the track over here, you already shown the 303, through the whole first part to break, and then you brought it again as a main part in a drop. There's no surprise for me. Nothing like wow, that moment I was waiting for literally for first half of the track, and then the elements are still the same. No, no surprise there. So yeah, this is my opinion.